Is Arizona quietly becoming the next California? Because over the last few years, thousands of people have escaped California's prices, taxes, fires, and traffic, and headed straight for the Arizona desert. And now, some parts of Arizona are starting to look very familiar. Higher home prices, rapid growth, more traffic. Even the politics are shifting. So, today we're breaking down what's really happening in Arizona in 2025 and whether the state is actually turning into California 2.0 or if it's becoming something completely different. To understand why Arizona is changing, we need to look at who's moving there. California lost over 800,000 residents in the last few years. That's not a small number. That's an entire major city disappearing. And when you ask people why they left, the same things come up every time. Housing is insanely expensive. Taxes are among the highest in the country. Traffic and commuting are brutal, wildfires and natural disasters. And for a lot of people, the overall quality of life started to slip. So where do you go if you want sun, space, and something a little more affordable? Arizona. A cheaper lifestyle, but with the same sunshine. In Phoenix, Tucson, and smaller cities like Queen Creek, people could buy homes for half of what they'd cost in LA or San Diego. Commutes were shorter, gas was cheaper, taxes were lower, life felt simpler, and for remote workers, that was huge. Suddenly you could keep your California salary and live in a much more affordable state. Plus, Arizona offered booming job growth. A young, growing population, massive new housing developments, big companies moving in, Intel, TSMC, Lucid, Raytheon. So, yeah, California residents didn't just leave. They relocated their entire lifestyle straight into Arizona. Okay, here's where things get interesting. With so many people coming from California, Arizona is starting to change, fast. And if you're an Arizona local watching this, you've probably noticed some of these already. 1. Housing prices shot up. Phoenix home prices jumped almost 40% in a few years. Certain suburbs doubled. That's very California energy. 2. Traffic is getting worse. The I-10 and Loop 101 are starting to feel like mini versions of LA freeways, especially during rush hour. 3. California culture is moving in. New cafes, wellness studios, EVs everywhere, coastal-style neighborhoods. The vibe is shifting. 4. Politics are changing. Arizona used to be solidly red. Now, it's one of the most unpredictable swing states in the country, mostly because so many newcomers have different political views. 5. Cities are growing too fast. Infrastructure is struggling to keep up. Schools are overcrowded. Water is becoming more of a concern. Large developments are replacing empty desert at lightning speed. So, yeah, Arizona is definitely starting to feel more like California in some ways. But that doesn't mean it's becoming a copy. But here's the twist. While the symptoms look similar, Arizona isn't being taken over by California. There are some major differences that keep the two states completely separate. 1. Arizona is still way cheaper. Even with rising prices, it's nowhere near California levels, not even close. 2. Arizona's government is more business-friendly. Much lower taxes, fewer regulations, and huge incentives for companies to build there. 3. People move to Arizona on purpose. Most newcomers want the slower, quieter lifestyle. They don't want LA or San Francisco 2.0. 4. Culture is more suburban, plus outdoor hiking, lakes, off-roading, family-focused communities. Arizona has its own vibe that Californians tend to adapt to, not replace. 5. The economy is different. Tech is growing, but Arizona is also driven by aerospace, manufacturing, and logistics, not Hollywood or Silicon Valley. So instead of becoming the next California, Arizona is becoming a hybrid, a faster-growing, more affordable version of a sunny western state with its own identity. So what's actually happening? Arizona isn't becoming California. California is creating a new kind of Arizonan. People are bringing their incomes, ideas, and habits, but over time they adapt to the Arizona lifestyle. Cheaper homes, simpler living, outdoors, and more space. And as Arizona keeps attracting young professionals, big companies, and remote workers, it's starting to feel like one of the most important states in the West. The big question now is, will Arizona keep its identity? Or will the growth push it towards something brand new? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you want more breakdowns of U.S. cities, migration trends, and what's really happening in America right now, make sure to subscribe and check out my other videos about Arizona, especially the big one on where everyone is moving in 2025. See you in the next one.